It is 7 o'clock on the 14th. It's Friday, and as you can see, we traded down a little bit overnight. There was a nice little run. I want to give you some time of day here. There was a nice little run up, and last night it was actually a lot of this occurred right at the end of trading yesterday, and then it continued up initially and early, let's call it early overnight trading, and then sold off from there, and you see where we're trading now. Got up a little late today, so getting a little late start on the day. Again, at 7 o'clock. Let me recap yesterday real quick. This is the summary, as you can see, from yesterday, from the 13th. I put this up. We were net 21,000 yesterday. So after what I posted, we had gotten it up to 25,000 on the day ahead, and then had a losing trade that you could see in there. So anyway, we were net 21,537.50 on the day yesterday. So it was a good day, and was tempted to play that run up, and was all over it, this one that you see on the 60, but thought I'd pull the plug for today, for yesterday. Had a great opportunity to get in, and just thought I'd take the rest of the day off. So slacker. But anyway, there's our 60. Let me show you the daily real quick. Here's our daily. So what we had again yesterday, as much as I talked about, if you recall, these other bars, 5, 6, 7 bars ago, where they had these long wicks and touched that lower trend line. They were initially, big red bars, bounced up, big red bars, bounced up, and as much as we had that telling us that we were in bullish territory, I'm going to tell you that even though we've got a red bar forming here, we're still in pretty bullish territory. What we had is a similar scenario yesterday. It turned into kind of a doji bar yesterday, one having no body is what I'm talking about there. Traded down to that head and shoulders, which we thought could be a likely support area. So it came down, touched that, traded back up, and finished up in that higher range on that trend line, the second of our angled upward trend lines from the top. So that's what that little horizontal line is. It's open and it's closed. There's no body on it, so it finished up. So that was pretty bullish. That it finished up after the reports that came out yesterday, and that selling that you saw still finished up. So I'm going to tell you, we're still the sentiment is still pretty bullish. Not to say it can't sell, but the sentiment's still pretty bullish. The chart patterns are. So so here we are with some early selling. Let me tell you about what's coming out this morning. We have a few reports coming out this morning, I think 3 of them at 7:30. What we've got is the CPI, the Consumer Price Index, coming out, and consensus is mildly higher, but it's primarily due to fuel costs. But Consumer Price Index, again, that's an inflationary indicator, if you will, and suggested to be projected to be mildly higher when that report comes out. We've got retail sales. Retail sales are higher, even though most of it was driven by fuel. They're looking at widespread strength in retail sales. Industrial production, kind of mixed. We had workers' hours were down, production workers, but the manufacturing surveys are positive. So that one's kind of mixed. Later today at 8:55 Central Standard, we have consumer sentiment coming out. And it looks like it's still mildly bullish, let's say, and consumer sentiment is suggested to be mildly higher again. So that's kind of where we are. There's nothing real negative coming out today. So what I'm saying by all this is, we've always got to look at our charts. Excuse my arm movement there. We've always got to look at our charts to see what's happening, because again, we're trading intraday. We're looking at here, now, what's going on this second. But I'm going to tell you, there's nothing coming out in the way of news today that leads me to be concerned about some big wave of selling. Not that that can't occur, but I think it's more likely that we're going to wind up trading up a little bit. It may come down a little bit more. We may see, let me give you some numbers here real quick. The angled trend line, well, we've got that 74, the second of those second from the top of those horizontal support lines is the shoulders from that head and shoulders that we saw on Friday. That one's 1274. Beneath that, we've got 1272.50 is that angled trend line just beneath that horizontal line of support of 74. We've got 1272.50 there. I don't know that we're going to see any selling beyond there. Not that it can't happen. You know, we've got a live data feed. We're watching it. If it starts to occur, we respond to it. But I don't see anything technically that's screaming that it's going to do more than that. While we had some, you know, some buying here, and somebody could look and say, boy, it's, you know, we may be looking at a little selling retracement. I don't see anything technically that's suggesting that might happen, that we might see below that 1072.50 number that I suggested today. And I see by the end of the day, I see it potentially rallying a little bit and getting up to, you know, it's high at the day so far, which is 1284 and a quarter, which would put it up near that second trend line from the top there. That would not surprise me to see it kind of finish up like that bar did before it, where you've got it, you know, trading down, and then as the day went on, trading back up again and kind of finishing up in that range somewhere. That would not surprise me at all. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. That's my take on the world of S&P trading this morning, and what I think the potentialities are. You know, I think we're maybe going to see just a little bit lower possibly, but that overall today I'm looking probably to be more of a buyer unless I see something that changes my thinking. I'm more prone to be buy-side biased today than sell-side biased. But again, you know, watching charts and, you know, seeing what happens and what the market movement is. But that's my early view of the market, and we'll be back with more later.